right, guys. All right. Let's get started on this Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. We're going to get right into it, guys. But first we start, I want to point out the Discord link in the description where we day trade this market day in, day out, and we make money. What you're seeing on the screen here is the actual Discord. And I want to show out, I'm just going to kind of just little brag a little bit, little braggadocious. You know, I called out the QQQ trade and the Tesla trade and a SPY trade yesterday. Here it is. If I put it here on the screen, I believe you should be able to see it. No problem. It says SPYs hit support 534. My level was technically 532, but after this drop looks good in this range here. QQQ got very close to my 450 to 451. It hit actually 452.70. So after this drop that it had done during the actual trading hours, okay, I said, I'm long here. So for my money, QQQ and SPY are all longs here. And then I gave my targets. My targets on the QQQ was 458 and the SPY was 540. What you're seeing here on the side is the graph of a 10-minute chart of the QQQ. So this is the daily chart, intraday. Every candle represents 10 minutes of price action. We had rolled over from that red line at the top there, came down to that level. You see this tiny little wick if you look in close. And guess what happened? It peeled all the way up. Did it hit my target of 458? You know it did. Okay, boom. Hit that level. Did the same thing on the SPY. Look at that. I called it long right there. Right there is when I called it long. Rolled over. Did it hit my 540? You know it did. It actually went all the way up over 540. This is just a snapshot of that call. You know, this is what we do time in, time again, every single day. Tesla, same thing. Called out a Tesla trade. I am long at 248.50. Okay. As I stated, this is the level I thought it would get to. This is what I said live on this chat yesterday in YouTube. I said 248 is the level of which you want to buy it. Again, this is when the stock was at $460 in the pre-market, opened up around 461. So once it rolled over, it came to my yellow line that I've been talking about every day here on the YouTube channel. Okay, bought it, caught the bounce, boom, hit the level. But that's what we do day in, day out. We got traders in here trading. We had Francis here. I want to shout out Francis. He took his first trade yesterday. He said right here, where did he write it? My first trade was a win today following me. Conviction called out on Tesla. Took a small position at 247. Stayed in, stayed patient with him and was out at 252. The printer is on and you know it. So let's go. You know, let's go. This is what we do here day in, day out. Link in the description. Could be you. You could be next. Okay. So let's focus in on today. Enough of that. What can we trade today, Carl? I want to make some money. Where are the yellow lines at? Where should I buy today? Can I buy here today? Let me be crystal clear if it's not already. Okay. These are just recommendations. I cannot guarantee a trade. I cannot tell you this is where you must buy. You cannot come here and say, hey, I'm going to make money because you said that. You say, hey, Carl, I went to your level and it went way lower and I lost money. I'm just giving you what I would trade, how I would trade it. It's up to you to decide if this is for you, okay? Simple and plain. So let's take a look at the QQQ. Again, this is a daily chart of the QQQ. Each candle, whether it be green or red, just represents the price action of the day of which it looks at. So we have Wednesday with this massive God candle here. Okay, let me get on demonstration mode. Well, we started low. We started around 415 and went all the way up to 465 on the day on the QQQ. And then you have these red candle, green candle, and red candle yesterday. The red candle, again, does not have any bearing on whether yesterday the market was up or down from the previous day, just where the price action was at. Okay, so we have a red candle yesterday, but technically we were up on the day. We finished the day just about 1% up from the day before. Okay, but either way, for my traders who are looking for trading action, where would I get long if we get a dip? But before, I want to show you what we did on the QQQ. Again, I'm going to point it again. I've already shown you that. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to make it less busy, and I'm going to zoom all the way into the price action that I showed you. I told you I had a level around 450, 451, but when it rolled over and we had this massive rollover and we got down here, this was the level. I said go long. We went long and we got that bounce. My level was 458. and it went all the way to 461. What a bounce. What a bounce in the QQQ. But what about today, Carl? What's the chance for today? What am I expecting? I'm actually expecting, again, a down day. We should pop up just a little bit and continue to sell off. I would look for a level today. The yellow lines, let me put them on the chart today. Where would I get long today if we were to roll over? First level of interest to me is this first yellow line of 450. I like it long at 448 to 446 today. So that's where today's yellow line would technically be if I was to strike it again. Right there, 448 to 446, right there in that region is where I would look personally to see if we were to fall over. If we were to roll over, that's where I'd be looking, with the ultimate level being 440. Okay, I don't know if we're going to get that low, but let's see. Anything can happen on any given day. So I like that. If we were to pop up, how high could we go? Let's be clear. There is no limit to how high a market can go. It just depends on what Trump, the president, says about these tariffs. If he announces a delay in all tariffs or something like that, we could shoot up extremely high, way higher than you could think. We already did that one day last week on a Wednesday. But if we were to roll up today, where would I expect resistance? I would expect a max move of about 475. Okay, 473 to 475 could be a move that I would see. But let's be clear, barring that, if he said something extremely bullish, we could run all the way up to 490, believe it or not. I don't see that happening, but we don't know. You never know what he's going to say. So you have to play the market that you see, not the market that you want. Okay, so the price action is king. So depending on what we see today, that's how I would play it. Okay, let's look at the SPY, which is the Spider 500 ETF. Okay, let me make it unbusy. Again, same thing. Each candle represents the price action of the day. Again, we have this massive God candle, thrust candle, all the way up from 492-ish to about 548. Okay, thrust candle. We have just chopped for the last 3 days inside of that, and we're going to open inside of that. The same thing that you see on the Qs. Okay. However, can we make money? Did we play it? Of course, we played it yesterday. We played it. We ace traded it, and we're going to look to do that again. No promises, no guarantee, but I can tell you that I am going to be watching the Qs and the SPYs for an opportunity for us, for members, paid members, to profit on this market. Okay, so if you want to get my actual ins, outs, thesis on a trade, come join us. Link in the description. Paid membership. I go live just like you're seeing here on YouTube, but you'll see my charts. You'll hear me talk it, and we will do it. And we do it day in, day out. Members are making money every single day. Okay. Yesterday, let me give you yesterday's record. I did 2 trades in Teslas, 2 trade in the Q, trade in the SPY, a trade in Apple. Out of all of those, only lost 1, which was on Apple. Okay. So you're going to lose. Losses are part of the game. No trader is perfect. Okay, I own up to my losses and I just move on because today's the next day, baby. So let's go. So here we go. We got Tesla. We got the SPY opening at, looks like we're going to open somewhere around 538 today. So a little bit lower, less than half of 1%. So a nothing burger. So let's see if we get the sell, if the bulls come in or the bears come in the first part of the morning. But the question is, where can I get long, Carl? Where are your yellow lines at? This is where the yellow lines are at today. Okay. So yesterday, price action for yesterday. We're zooming in. We're just talking about this area here. Red candle, green candle, doesn't matter. It's just a 10-minute representation of the price action of yesterday every 10 minutes from market open to market close. Again, we took it long here, right here around 535. We got out 540. It went as high as 542. Boom. Ace traded that thing perfect. Now, what would I do? Where would I be looking today? I have a level. Again, this yellow line remains of interest to me, but I'm going to give you a better level, okay, to see if we roll over. If we were to roll over and we were to get somewhere close to about 528 today, that's where today's yellow line would be today. Right around there. I don't know if we're going to get there. I do not know. But if we get a rollover, that's where I would look to get long, somewhere thereabouts, and we will watch it for a bounce play, okay? Are we in a bear market, a bull market? Right now, we are in a kangaroo market given last Wednesday's announcement. So no one can tell you what direction we are going, because we are just chopping in between that God candle, that thrust candle that I mentioned earlier. So we got to watch it. We got news tomorrow. So today might be just a flat day. So we got to wait and see what happens, because there's news tomorrow. I believe the Fed is speaking tomorrow. I have to double check that, but we got to watch. So we'll be curious. I'll be watching, and I'm going to trade whatever the market gives us. I'm going to move over to NVIDIA, one of my favorite stocks to trade, okay, and invest. So we continue. Let me make this chart unbusy. Click. This again, price action of every day here, a daily chart, whether it be a green candle or a red candle. Doesn't matter. It's just the price action of the day. Okay, so yesterday's price action, we opened up higher at 114, but we finished at 110.71. Okay, barely down on the day from the previous day, but we were up about 2-3% yesterday, but only finished down half of 1%, less than almost a quarter of 1%. Okay, so we're at around a bit of support. We remain long in this. Okay, we're going to continue to buy more. If they want to keep giving us more shares, I would take more shares. If we get a flush today, again, my level remains 105. Let me show you the yellow lines. Boom. All right. So I don't even have any yellow lines. Let's make a yellow line. Okay, so my first interest level for me is about 105. I'm going to strike it at 104, but I'm going to say about 105 I like today. If it was to push down, that would be a significant drop today. I don't know if it's going to do that, but that's the first level of interest for me. 104, 105, thereabouts would be of interest to me as a day trade for a bounce. But as you get down into the sub 100s, low 100s, you want to continue to scoop up as many shares. Be small, be nimble, be flexible. That's what we will do. We will continue to ace trade this stock. Again, you got this thrust candle, and as long as we stay and maintain inside of this, we have to continue to the bullish upside, to a reversal of the move. Okay, so that's how my thesis on this stock remains. Let's have a look at Tesla. Tesla. Boom. Let's get this one going. All right. Let me make sure the chart looks nice, because it, looks a little bit busy. Let me unbusy the chart. There we go. So here we go. Again, same thing. Thrust candle, green candle up. Everyone can see it. Thrust candle up from last Wednesday. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 days chopping below. I really am starting to like this one. It's looking really nice. I have a level for this one here. So let's just see if we were to drop. Boom. If we were to get the first level of interest for me personally, is a break of 240. Let me clone this and let me show you where this yellow line is going today. Right here. This is the level, 235 to 236. We get down there today. That is where I am of interest on it for a bounce. If we got down here, this is where I would be interested. I would buy and hold this overnight. I actually would take this trade overnight. The problem with Tesla, though, there's a problem. There is a problem. Is that earnings is fast approaching, which is going to be the 22nd of April. So given that, there is some concern, because you do not want to get caught holding the bag. Don't know what they're going to do come earnings. It could pop, it could drop. They could have amazing earnings and it could drop 20%. They could have terrible earnings and it could go up 20%. You never know with earnings, because you just don't know what they, which is the institutions, want to do. But look at this amazing fall from 485, where Elon Musk at this point was worth about $440 billion, now down to $250 a share. So he's lost like $130 billion, which is crazy to even say that a guy could lose that much money and still be the wealthiest man in the world. But that is what has happened. So we need to watch this Tesla. It is of interest to me today. I like trading this thing. Why? Because it's so volatile. But let's look at how we ace traded it yesterday. We did such an amazing job on this trade yesterday. It was long. It was hard. It wasn't a hard trade. Like I tell members, it's not a hard trade. It's a long trade. So not every trade's going to work out in 5-10 minutes. Sometimes you gotta hold. So even though it had popped up to 262 yesterday, I told members, trust me, relax. The level was 248. When it was at 261, you might think, no way it's coming back down to 248. But guess what? We bought it here at 253. We bought that. We played it once, bought it at 253, bounced, got in, got up, and got out, made money. Then subsequently, it rolled itself over and came right to us at this 248. Members got it at 247. So barely $1 to $2 out the money. That's a nothing burger to be out the money $1 or $2. I'll take, if I can get every trade to do that, where I risk $1, but I can make $8 to $10, I would trade it every single time, okay? There was a pattern that I was seeing in here that I told members I would trade this 100% of the time. Every time I saw the pattern, we took it, it bounced, it went as high as 256. Okay, members got it around 252 because my target was 252, 253, but got that and ran up. You can't catch the entire move. You never can. You just have to be small enough to be big enough, okay? And that's how we try to trade, to be nimble enough. So there we go. And so today, enough of the glory of yesterday. What about today, Carl? Okay, guess what? First level of interest to me today, okay, is not this 247, okay, which is where the yellow line was at. I said 248, but the yellow line was at 247. So members waited for that line. Today's line, I have one at 235, and I have a level around 240. If we can get down there, that is where I am of interest. So 239, 240 looks good to me. Again, the risk is it has earnings. So if we zoom in, the risk is this, folks. Okay. The risk remains earnings, and that we come down here to this 224, maybe even 220. Okay. So that is in the possibility. It can drop 8 to 10% today and no problem. So we have to be mindful of that. We have to trade what we see, not what we want. I don't care what it's doing. However, price, this little pattern here is looking pretty bullish. So I do like it. It's getting close to a level that I like, and we will see what we get. Okay. Let's have a look at Amazon. Amazon is another stock that I like long term for a swing trade and even a day trade. However, if it gets into the 177s to 175, that's where I personally feel comfortable buying it and holding it even as a swing trade or a day trade. I'm going to move this little alert a little bit lower. We're at 181. So if we can get down here to, let's call it 176, or at least I have some time, but my level is about 174. That's where my yellow line would be if I was to strike it. There's one here I put at 178. So I might look at that and see how it gets there today. But for you guys, for YouTube, I'm giving you this free game, this free trade. If it was to dip into the 175s, 174s, I would look for a long there, and I would be small enough to hold it. What does that mean? That means if I'm swing trading a stock, I need to assume, I would assume the moment I buy something, I'm assuming I buy it, the market just drops 1 second later. By the time I go 1 Mississippi, boom, it's down 10%. If I can't handle that 10% move, which is, it's not impossible, but it's highly, highly unlikely. If I can't handle that 1 Mississippi is down 10%, then I'm too big. So that's how I would trade this stock, Amazon, coming in. If it was to drop into the 175s, 174s, I'd be buying a position assuming that it's going to drop $17 as soon as I buy. The moment I buy, boom, 1 Mississippi, it's down 17 bucks. So if I buy 100 shares, I got to be ready to go down 1,700. If I buy 200, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, you do the math. That's how I assume if I'm going to trade Amazon. Now, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none, but that's how I trade it. A couple more stocks I want to look at is I want to look at Palantir. I want to look at Palantir, and I want to look at this stock that squeezed yesterday because I'm not trading it, but it's a new issue stock. It was a SPAC. But let's look at Palantir. But Palantir continues to try to power up. Let's make the stock a little bit busier. Again, my level remains $82. If we can get it pushed down by $10 today, which would be a significant drop, it'd be a $10 drop, 10% drop. I don't foresee that coming. But if I like a level, I have a level of around $87 to $86. If we can get that today, I like that, but my ultimate level remains 82. Last trade I want to look at is Webull, which is BULL. This is a SPAC, and man, was it running up yesterday. Not a lot of data on it. I won't trade these type of stocks. I won't chase these type of stocks because I tell members all the time, this thing was going up and halting and pausing and going up, halting and pausing, okay? Meaning it could drop 10, 20%, in seconds, and it was doing that. So we were watching this thing. We were watching this thing during the market hours, and it was just going up and up and up, halting. Get up here, drop. Get up, drop. It made an interesting pattern intraday when I look at it this way, but there was a lot of halts in between. Now, what's a halt? It means they literally stop trading the stock. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You got to wait until the market opens, and when it opens, it could be up 10%. It could be down 10%. And so here we are now after being up nearly 400% at 76 bucks. It's down 12% right now. Let's see if profit taking takes place. A level of interest for me would be a break of $40. I think if it was to break $40, that's where I would look to dabble if I wanted to dabble. But I would assume a $40 stock, a SPAC like this, would go down to $5. So you got to be prepared if you're going to hold this long term that this $55 stock is going to go down to $5. You know, you have to assume that because that's what happens with these reverse mergers into companies, Webull, et cetera, et cetera. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just telling you how I would trade it personally. I would assume whatever I buy, this stock is going down 90% from where I buy it. It's a new issue. It's a SPAC reversed into it, okay? And so let's look at the SPY. Has the SPY moved at all? It's moved up a little bit. It's getting interesting, but other than that, you know, I got nothing else to say. But